big old powerful flight on it, isn't it?
These things go as high and have great spin.
Yeah.
That's quick. 127 ball.
Yeah, 127. Previous one, 128.
It was 5,300 spin, and you're descending angle 51 with a 7-iron.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's embargo day, Michael.
It's a busy day.
It is a busy day. We have one of the brand new Callaway sets of irons in with us today. Apex, got to get the Apex in there because it's from the Legacy line. Really is Callaway's flagship line of irons, the Apex Ai200.
It's nice to have these in the drawer. It's, you know, back in the day, Apex CF16, CF19, it was a popular...
Back in the day. You had a set?
I did have a set. They went forever. They went nice and high. I mean, we almost called them cheaters, but you know, they always performed really nicely. So nice to have something similar, obviously with a lot more technology than what those had.
Very much a mainstay in any custom shop, the Apex line of irons. But I guess the 21s being 3.5 years old, they had kind of outserved their purpose, if you like. And I think it was last year when we saw the new Apex Pros and the CBs, we expected there to be a new Apex line, and it never came. So we were all kind of scratching our heads a little bit, what's coming, and they're finally here. Ai200 and Ai300 in Thai Fusion.
Thai Fusion, yeah.
You like a Thai Fusion?
Yeah, it's an interesting looking iron, but we'll get to that in a later date.
Okay. So talk to us a little bit about your initial thoughts on Ai200, Michael.
I mean, it does have a little bit of offset. It's maybe a fraction thicker than summer, but it's a player's distance iron.
Distance,
It's got cup face still. It's got their AI smart face in there to help with, you know, miss hits. Obviously, that weighted badge that a place like us, we can change that.
Love that. One of the most underrated and won't really be talked about during this launch, but Callaway have done such an incredible job of making these irons aesthetically similar that you can sort of change out the sort of weighting from a swing weight standpoint and really balance the set. Super important.
Yeah, we were checking the specs earlier, and I held the iron like that. You're like, if you hold the iron right there, or if it's in a golf bag, it looks really, really nice. From far away, it has that blade look to what their Apex Pro does. So, yeah, I really like the look of these.
So we've now sort of changed the construction of it. We now have a forged face, which generally is the theme. We you know, the forged face delivers the feel, and that's the way manufacturers have gotten around sometimes the kind of the want for these irons to not be too bendable or too sort of changeable in their specs. Callaway went forged in the body now as well. They went fully forged cup or face cup and fully forged body,
which is great for us. We're always bending loft and lies in fits.
Always.
So the fact that you get player's distance iron that is adjustable, it's huge.
Yeah. So the addition of obviously AI Smart Face, as we are hearing about, whether it's in obviously the metal wood line with AI Smoke or whether it's now in the irons, what Callaway really hoping to deliver or expecting that their product will deliver is consistency for you guys. Every product we review nowadays is talking about the same thing. It's tightening those windows. It used to be when we looked on launch monitors, you know, it went this far or it hit this apex. It's not about that anymore. It's actually much more about how is the standard deviation over a grouping of shots.
Yeah.
It's much more about that to deliver the consistency. That north-south consistency on distance control is the most important thing. Every one of these modern clubs is capable of a standout, impressive ball flight. But what does the next one do?
Yeah.
And the next one after that and after that. That's what AI Smart Face is going to deliver for you guys. If you look at the face plate, and we'll be able to overlay some of the graphics, you can see the sort of rippling of the plate, the face plate in the back, and obviously to deliver CG more to the toe to offset the weight of the hosel, etc., etc. We're looking for 4 irons to perform like 4 irons, wedges to perform like wedges. That's going to require different CG club to club so that the set blends and performs as individual clubs, not just here's one iron and we'll change the loft to suit.
100%. Okay, cool.
One thing we'll say to Callaway, huge thanks, because they've built these absolutely perfectly to our spec. Modus 120X, Tour Velvet plus 4 grips. They literally came perfect out the box. So makes our jobs a heck of a lot easier. So kudos to those guys for that.
Okay, Fries. Start with pitching wedge. Addressing the ball. What's your thoughts? Obviously, a stronger lofted pitching wedge. This is probably the strongest one we've tested in a while. 43 degrees.
Yep. Nothing offensive. You know, the offset. We've seen the AI300s, and we're not going to talk about too much about that today. But that is a different profile. And you know, when we saw it, we were certainly, you know, surprised by how much offset that one had. Maybe we shouldn't be surprised because, you know, it's obviously replacing DCB. But this iron looks good. This wedge looks absolutely fine. It really does. I have no issue with kind of the shaping of that at all. I think it looks quite nice.
Little higher pitch sound.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time it's a hollow body, isn't it, for Apex? Apex
Correct. Yeah.
Previously was not a hollow body; it was an open
cavity.
Yeah. I haven't heard a better explanation other than visually that's what manufacturers believe players want to see in the bag is that that's a cleaner aesthetic. Maybe I don't know. It would be interesting to hear if there are some warranty issues of debris and stuff like that happening and rusting underneath the kind of deep undercuts in some of the cavities.
Those little plates that had the logo for many brands, you would get that little plate after 3 years.
Maybe there's a bit of that as well. You know, there's fewer returns. One thing I'll say about this one, Mikey, for the lack of loft relative to a normal pitching wedge, it has quite a lot of spin on it.
Yeah, doesn't it? Say from previous tests, this is already night and day, and it's stronger.
Definitely.
Thoughts on the field? First couple wedge shots?
Quite nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Quite nice.
Doesn't feel. I know sometimes you get these hollow body irons, players distance, they can feel a bit hard or something like that.
One thing, you know, I always try and think about it as well, because when you hit it off a mat, it exposes the feel of the ball and the club so much more because you don't get the other sensation of the turf coming out with it. So, you know, if it feels clicky or whatever, you're going to lose a lot of that. That's going to disperse with, you know, the divot you're taking as well. So I don't think anyone will have an issue with the feel of this, that it's too clicky or anything like that. I really don't.
For a stronger pitching wedge, it definitely doesn't have one that goes, you know, for you, 143, 132. Like it's all in the 130s, which is nice.
What I liked about that one, it did sound better. I expected because it went a bit left. Spin would plummet.
Stayed the same.
75, 80.
That's good.
60, sorry.
Interesting. Like you said, there's a couple pulley ones.
Yeah.
But that standard deviation of spin is super tight.
Not bad at all, club. Yeah, not bad at all.
It's good.
Pretty good.
I'm 190 for goodness sakes. Strike.
Oh, nice. Big old powerful flight on it, isn't it?
These things go as high and have as steep a descent angle as a 5-iron we tested earlier, and great spin.
Yeah.
That's quick. 127 ball.
Yeah, 127. Previous one, 128.
5,300 spin, and your descent angle 51 with a 7-iron.
Yeah. So I think with an iron like this, typically when you get into stronger lofts, like 30 degrees on the 7-iron, you're looking for the player who plays the game generally with an open face.
Right.
But when the ball speed is as fast as it is, you're getting so much up, you know, so like the ball speed and the launch are very high, like 22 degrees of launch on a 7-iron is mega.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like I try and launch my 7 about 17, you know, that's really high. So that's you know, head construction, that's center gravity, you know, that's
For the
That's the way
customer
it's
that
designed.
for the customer that needs it, like a little bit extra height and more spin, but still getting, you know, out of a player's distance iron is a nice
Yeah.
little combo.
Absolutely. Let's see.
How'd that feel?
Not bad. I kind of clipped it a little bit. Angle
Yeah.
attack probably was a bit shallower than I normally would like it, but
Yeah, it's impressive.
yeah.
Really, really good.
Again, spin, so tight, 155. 155 on the standard deviation. That's really good.
Okay,
Powerful.
Fries, into the 4-iron, 21 degrees aloft. Definitely stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially maybe a driving iron for some people.
Yeah.
What's the offset like on the 4-iron?
Not bad. Not
Okay.
bad at all. Some irons I've seen recently, I think you and I have agreed actually on it, that it almost looks like the offset disappears a little bit in the long iron.
Yeah,
Which is a bit odd, because that's actually where you need it the most.
definitely.
So you don't need it as much in a 7 or an 8 iron. So this looks exactly like I would expect it to look. Bit of
Okay.
offset for sure.
Yeah.
But it looks powerful.
4-iron's got a different sound to it.
Does it?
It sounds a little bit clickier than 7 and wedge does.
I think that's any time you just lose that loft.
Yeah.
You just get more of the more speed, more compression off that face.
Yeah, and it's quick. I mean, 140 ball,
Yeah.
3,500 spin for 21 degrees aloft. It's not awful.
No, not so.
Great swing. That flight just comes down a touch with the 4-iron.
Yeah.
Different sounding strike.
The middle.
Maybe we're just not used to that sound.
I'm just not used to hitting it there. All right. First thoughts on the sort of ball flight as the test evolved.
Yeah, I mean, pitching wedge and 7-iron, it was impressive. It was launching plenty high, stopping pretty quickly. Standard deviation on spin is really, really tight. The 4-iron being, you know, as strong as it is, 21 degrees, it does come down a little bit.
Didn't it? And we're kind of maybe a bit not used to seeing that.
Yeah.
We've done other testing recently with irons and kind of saw that 5 or 4-iron maintain its height. This one did come down a little bit. So you said it earlier, that potential for it to be a driving iron for a lot of people. Now, we are talking it's still averaging 110 feet.
Yeah, for sure.
That's still pretty high, isn't it? What did that last one? That was the
100.
flattest one, and it was still 100 feet coming in at 43.5. So, you know, it's still got stopping power. It's not a big issue, but when we look at the comparable height, that's 7 at 130
33
or so.
feet, yeah. I think
Pretty high.
the nice thing is, as soft as they are, you know, maybe that 4-iron in a set doesn't need to be as strong in loft for that certain player, so you can weaken it, maybe get a little bit more height out of it. So, but standard deviation on spin, really, really consistent.
Really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, as tight as you'll ever see on that. And, you know, you always kind of hope to do your best, and we got some good strikes today out of those. So really, we should see consistency from the spin when we've got that. Also consistency on ball speed. You know, again, we've done a test earlier today. I saw ball speed with the or standard deviation on the wedge, almost double that.
Yeah.
So, you know, good to see that with stronger lofts, that's when it's most important to have technology that's going to make sure that mishits outside of the CG are going to perform, you know, as if it was in the middle of the club.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm kind of trying to kind of summarize, because I love what the wedge does, and wedge and 4 makes sense, and then maybe that's what you want. You know, is that a bad thing?
More of an
That
attacking
your
iron.
mid irons are kind of coming in a little bit higher, but the 4, you know, gives you a chance to flight some. The wedge, you know, people generally like to drive wedges a bit lower. They don't want them to kind of float up in the air. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Good iron though. Looks good. Sounded okay.
It does. It does. It really does look and sound as you would hope. You know, and kudos to Callaway. They've clearly waited for the right time to release these. You know, I heard in some of their preview media sort of, you know, videos that they were talking about. They almost released it this time last year, or around last year, but they thought there was a few things that they weren't quite, you know, happy with yet. So kudos to them. They seem like they've got it right.
Yeah, looks great.
Eager to try 300 in Thai Fusion?
I mean, as strong as the loss on that 300, I'd love to see how far the 7 iron goes in that set.
Yeah, I know. No, that could be perfect for you.
Oh yeah, I need it.
Good. All right. Well, Thai Fusion as well is a totally unique iron. Obviously, different design, titanium face, forged body, unlocking some performance characteristics between merging those two materials together. I think it looks like it's in a pretty sleek package. Dark finish, which makes it look a little bit black as slimming, Michael.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see once we get that in the bay. If that's kind of, you know, maybe an exotic option relative to the AI200. I know I heard it initially. A lot of people thinking it was a black version of the AI200, but if anything, to me, you've hit it, haven't you?
I've hit it. Yep.
Is it smaller than that? I've not hit it.
It feels a little smaller than that, and I would say sound-wise, well, we'll do the test, but yes, definitely a little smaller.
Okay. Well, stay tuned for that, guys. We obviously, you know, we've got one of the irons coming out today with the testing, but we will hopefully by next week we'll have the irons in hand. That's yeah, we hope so. So over the next couple of weeks, we should get that test done on the channel. You'll see that coming. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you again soon.